Okay, here is a Luxman 85V with the two original boxes, the inner box and the shipping box. This is from the original owner who bought these in 1976. According to the warranty card, October 27th, 1976. Here's a letter from Lux Audio of America. I put a yellow piece of paper on his name, from signed in pen by 3 people. And here's the original Integrated Amplifier Performance Verification Certification, signed by N. Sakamoto or something like that. And according to him, this is power rated at 90 watts, not 80 watts. And there's a couple different things as far as the phono response. Frequency response is perfect. The phono response is all better. And the total harmonic distortion rated at 0.05 is at 0.017 and 0.016. And the original owner's manual. And it also has the styrofoam inserts to hold the amp in place, which it'll be shipped in this box. And I'll take some better pictures of these in the details. So here it is. Here's the Lux 85V, and it's in really nice shape. The only thing, I thought maybe I had done this, I'm not sure. I couldn't find the piece if I did. A little piece of the veneer right here in the corner from here to here is off, and I filled it in with some of these professional matching colors, so it's barely noticeable, if noticeable at all. I filled it in really nice. It looks about the same exact color. And I'll take better pictures of the whole thing. This video is just to show that it's working and how it's working. It's a really nice amp. Alright, so I'm going to power it on and we should be on a radio station. Let's see if the thing will kick on. Or I just got to turn the volume. There we go.
I tried to scream, but my head was underwater.
So this is a sort of a strange unit if you're just used to regular bass and treble. If you have this on defeat, it turns off all bass and treble. I have these ones up one notch and the bass and treble up a little bit. Put a little bass and treble in here. And as far as I can tell, this linear equalizer, if I read them directions correctly, only works with the phono. Let's see if we can get some music going here on this. As a matter of fact, let's go to phono 1. Start a record. I'm going to lift it up. This the record isn't warped on this, but this turntable, the rubber mat sits on these sensors, and it sort of lifts up at the end. So I just bypass that.
And always stayed at home, but as things we go, love the rolling.
Oh yeah, linear equalizer, definitely hear it.
Now some had games that you had to play,
And I have it running through these
strange attraction,
Focal JM Lab speakers.
pride and passion.
I forget what model they are. They're really nice. I'm just on A right now. And I hooked these little cheapos up, these KLMs, to the B side just to test the B side at the same time as the A.
She could break into.
And A and B. So that all works. A and B works. Just the A speakers sound much better. Bass and treble work. If you go off to the feet mode. This is a... Anyways, it's all in direction. It's sort of difficult to explain, so I won't. But the loudness works, subsonic. And the low cut, oh, heard a little scratch in that one. Didn't hear that earlier. This thing has been running in a long time. There's the high cut. That's a 12. Here's the 7. Here's a low cut subsonic. The low cut 70. Scratching went away. Balance. Left. Right. Loudness. Low frequency. All it does is boost the low frequency. Works. Mono. Works. Mode reverse. I guess that switches the left to right and right to left possibly. In linear equalizer. Works. And the only thing I know has some scratchiness on it is this attenuate button. No matter what, every time I press it, you'll hear it. A little bit. This didn't have, seems to go away. Very low volume right there. So let's crank it up. All right. Man, this thing goes pretty loud. A little snap on the volume. Or maybe that was a record, a piece of dust or something.
Could this be true? Could this be me?
All right, I'm gonna stop the record. And I have a tape plugged into one of the auxiliaries. I think auxiliary 2. So let's start a tape and see if that's right. Cassette tape, Muddy Waters. Let's try some subsonic. Take the high end out. Pretty good for a cassette. Hardly got any volume on this. And that tape's over. So the cassette works, auxiliary 2 works. Now I'm going to shut this down and hook up to phono 2.
I'm ready. Ready to anybody can do. I'm ready. Ready to anybody can do. I am ready for you. I hope you ready for me. I got a high-town pistol on the graveyard train. Shoot,
2.
Tears
No
on
problems.
but I will through.
Phono 2.
Josephine, I'll send you all my love.
Works fine, no
Every
problems.
single step I'll take.
Now we're gonna go to auxiliary 1. There's auxiliary 1. So I just hooked the tape player up to the auxiliary 1, and I hooked the phono up, the turntable up to phono 2. So everything there works great. I just need, there's 2 for the tape decks, deck 1 and deck 2. I think deck 2 can also take a DIN plug, if I remember correctly.
Oh, you turning little chicks with your curly hair. I know you feel like I ain't no white, but stop what you doing, baby. Come over here. I prove to you, baby, that I ain't no square. I'm ready, ready. I am ready for you. I hope you ready for me. You hear me? You hear me? I get you, son. I get you.
Alright. I think those are Focal Lab 69, Chorus 69, S69 or something like that. I can't remember. X67. Good speakers. Sound great. B, A, and B. So everything up here works. These tape work as well.
I feel so
Thing works great.
I want you to know.